Hello and welcome to the Flagstaff County podcast. I'm your host, Cary Castagna, Communications Coordinator for Flagstaff County. I am joined today by Flagstaff County resident Nicole Nychyporuk, who lives north of Sedgwick and has an inspiring story to share. Welcome, Nicole.
Thanks, Gary.
You're listening to the official podcast of Flagstaff County. Now, Nicole, you were the grand prize winner in last summer's Flagstaff Fitness Challenge. The grand prize included 10 virtual personal training sessions with personal trainer Josh Damberger of JDHD Fitness. The personal training package was valued at $500 and was generously donated by Home of Wellbeing in Daysland. Now, since winning the grand prize, Nicole, you have gone on to make an amazing physical transformation. Nicole, tell us how much weight you've lost since last summer.
Thanks, Cary. So since competing in the Flagstaff Fitness Challenge, I've lost a grand total of about 105 pounds now.
Wow.
Some of that was lost prior to joining the challenge, but I was fairly new to my weight loss journey. So I do still think that it was a big impact on my journey overall, and it helped me stay motivated and just staying active.
105 pounds. I mean, that's amazing.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
So the challenge kind of kept you going, but you had started working out and had started making your transformation prior to the challenge.
Yeah, I started at about middle of March of 2023, and I just started very small and slow. I was just really the biggest thing I changed in the beginning was I just got out for a walk every single day. And compared to what I do now, I thought I was walking so far and so long, but it was like maybe 15, 20 minutes a day. And I was really happy with that. But as time progressed, I just kept building on that momentum and carrying forward. And then when I seen the Flagstaff Fitness Challenge was being put on again, I had seen it in the past. I never joined, never pushed myself to do it just because I didn't feel like I fit that mold. Yeah. But when I seen it last summer, I decided it was something that could help keep me motivated. And that's why I decided to join and join the challenge, I guess, really. Well,
that's awesome because, the Flagstaff Fitness Challenge is for everyone, no matter what your age, no matter what your fitness level. So I'm glad you took that leap last year. So I just wondered if you can kind of describe your lifestyle and fitness habits, prior to March then, before you decided to lose weight.
Sure. I do work at a desk job, so I had a pretty sedentary life. I always like to think I was active because I do enjoy things like golfing or camping or swimming, like kind of just being outdoors. But I really didn't realize how inactive I was throughout the day, like sitting at my desk all day long. Or when you're tired and burnt out in the evenings, it's so easy just to plunk down and get lost in watching a TV show or binging Netflix. Kind of, a lot of people I think find themselves in that routine. But what really sparked the change was following some health concerns of other family members in my family. And just my grandfather also passed away last February. So it was just, I did not want to follow in those footsteps. And I just felt like I needed to make a change or I would be the next one laying in a hospital bed or the next one dealing with health issues. So it was really just an internal thing. But like I said, I just decided I'm going to just start walking every single day. And that's as simple as it was. I didn't change anything drastic. I didn't do anything more. I just went for a walk every evening. Being fortunate to live out in the country, I could just walk on the gravel roads any day or time that it worked for me. And I could take my little dogs along with me. And that's just kind of how it all started.
Very cool. So did you keep up that exercise routine of walking throughout the challenge?
Yeah, I did. And then one other thing I pushed myself and I went out and bought a bike. Not like anything, no fancy bells and whistles. I just went to Canadian Tire. I bought a generic bike and I just thought, I'm going to start biking again. I forgot how hard it really was, but I pushed myself to try and ride that bike, more and more every day or as often as I could, or one day I'd walk, one day I'd ride my bike. And I just would make myself go a little bit further each time or every couple of days. And it sounds silly, but I tracked my progress with the power poles. Like I'd be like, today I went 10 power poles, tomorrow I'm going to do 12, something like that.
That's great though. That's how it starts.
Yeah. Right? And it just doesn't have to be complicated. And I think that's the biggest thing I can say is don't overcomplicate it. Keep it easy. And then as I was seeing progress and I was losing weight, I pushed myself outside my comfort zone again. And I started doing these little 20 to 30-minute long follow along YouTube workout videos just in my living room. Because again, it was comfortable for me to be at home and doing this on my own, where I wasn't seeing other people. But it was just another way of getting some extra movement. Say like on a rainy day like today, I might not want to be outside walking or riding my bike. It was something I could do just to get a bit of activity in.
All right. So did you start working with personal trainer Josh Danberger immediately after winning the grand prize package? I mean, how did that work?
Yeah, it wasn't long after that I found out I won that Josh and I connected. We chatted a little bit about like where I was at and what my goals were and just kind of like what I was hoping to get out of the experience. I did participate with him in a few virtual online training sessions where I would just set up like my laptop essentially in my living room. He was on Zoom, so he was doing the movements with me or showing me what to do. And yeah, that went really well. Josh was a really good source of information. He gave me a lot of good feedback, and he gave me some good information on like nutrition and supplements and things I could look at because I was trying to focus on like a high protein diet. So he gave me some good ideas on what to eat or what I could look at buying, like say for a protein replacements or substitutes kind of things. So I did get some value out of the sessions with Josh for sure.
Oh, that's awesome. Because yeah, it's nice to be able to just bounce some questions off him, and you had him as a resource last summer. So that's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, how did your diet change during your weight loss journey?
Initially in the beginning, I did not change my diet drastically at all. My first thing I tried to do was just cut out late night eating and snacking. So I just set essentially a time limit on myself. I just would not allow myself to eat after 8 o'clock at night, or at least try to. There was a few times where days get away from you or you get busy and maybe I'd be having a late night meal, but it wasn't like sitting down, eating snacks or binging on food. That was the biggest change I made initially. I still have never cut anything out of my diet other than alcohol. I just try not to drink a lot of alcohol because it's just a bunch of empty calories, essentially. So I still follow that. I will occasionally now have social, drink or two here or there. But again, it's just the one thing that I've really cut out of my diet. I did not cut out carbs. I did not cut out fat. I've just ate in moderation. And the biggest thing I think that helped me was I recorded everything I put in my mouth. So whether it was a snack, a drink, anything, I wrote it down. And that just helped me keep accountable to my goals and myself, because I could really see on the days where maybe I went astray, or maybe I needed to, I'm really lacking on my protein and this is turning me into wanting to snack more at night. So it was really just a tool for me to look back and see what weeks I had really great success versus other weeks that I may have struggled. And I feel like writing it down helped me a lot. And I still record everything that I eat every single day.
Okay. So, and you're counting calories and I guess looking at the macronutrients?
I was not until this past January. I just simply wrote it down and tried to be mindful of what I was eating. This past January, I started working with another person who's helped me with some nutrition and in-gym training sessions at SMN Fitness in Killam. And now I've been kind of more dialing into my nutrition and actually watching the protein, the fat, the fiber macros. But again, not restricting myself of anything. I'm just trying to eat holistically and just kind of feel what my body needs. So a bit of intuitive eating, but I still keep track of it just because I'm not at my end goal yet and I'm still working towards that. So it's just one more piece of the pie kind of thing that's going to help me achieve those goals, I hope, in the long term.
I think that's a really smart plan, because if you follow a very restrictive diet, you can only do that for so long, right? I mean, this is something that you're going to be able to do for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that's the hope, is I want to be able to live a balanced lifestyle where I can go out and enjoy, maybe a friend's birthday party and eat a slice of cake and have pizza, but I can still eat nutritiously and balance it out so that I'm not feeling guilty or I'm not feeling like I've derailed all my progress. I want to be able to live balanced and not stress about it either. I'd want to look at food as fuel and not as, an escape, essentially, kind of like I was in the past.
Yeah. All right. So what were some of the biggest challenges you faced during your weight loss journey?
I would say a little bit could be just the outside pressure. When I would explain to people no, I don't want to say like have drinks or something. It's always like, well, you've done so good. Like, I'm sure one or two won't hurt you, or like this won't, derail your progress. And they're right. It won't derail your progress. But I was just so adamant to sticking to my goals, and I was so laser focused that it wasn't really pressure, because I was really good about saying no or knowing myself. But I think that was just one thing, is people always want to help you celebrate your success, but they're maybe not wanting to help you celebrate it in the right way. So that was one kind of challenge I faced. And then the other is just sticking to it. Like, a year is so long, or 18 months feels so long. Yeah. But when you think of it, a year or 18 months is just a small drop in the bucket. So I kept telling myself, like, just because I'm abstaining from these things this summer or this year doesn't mean it's always going to be like this. Once I reach my goals, I can reevaluate what's important to me and then make a plan from there. So I think sometimes it's just sticking to it yourself, and sticking to your own goals can be a challenge, because there's so many outside factors that pull you in different directions, but you just have to know that there is an end game, and it's not going to be like that forever.
So, and you had those down days. You should probably for sure had those tough times or plateaus. So can you talk a little bit more about how you stayed motivated?
Yeah, that's still something I feel like I struggle with, is, I will still beat myself up when I feel like I'm not getting the progress that I thought I should, or, that is measurable by just looking at the scale. But
really, after losing 100,
yeah.
105 pounds?
Yeah, I know it sounds silly, but it is. You can still beat yourself up, and it's something I've been dealing with the last few months, is just, you feel like you're putting in all this work and effort and it's not paying back, but you also have to look at the other things that are changing, and like they call them non-scale victories. There's a lot of things that I can measure without looking at the scale that my life has improved, or I can feel stronger. I feel like more physically fit than I did in the past. And I think those are all big wins that you need to recognize as well. And I mean, the progress is the biggest motivation for myself. Yeah. But even just hearing like people I haven't seen in a long time, like walk up and be like, wow, like I didn't recognize you look so different. Or like, what are you doing? That helps me stay motivated. That helps me keep pushing forward. And I just know from doing this these last several months, is consistency really is key. If you're not seeing the progress today, you need to keep pushing forward, because it will eventually show up. It might take 4 weeks, it might take 6 weeks. You're not going to notice big changes overnight, but those small things really do add up to big numbers over time. So I think it's just keeping yourself motivated and keeping yourself consistent, even on those bad days, is what's going to get you through it.
Yeah, and did you have those moments when you wanted to give up, or just
Oh yeah, I still have those moments some days.
Yeah.
And I think we all have bad days, no matter what you're looking to achieve or what you're working on. You're not always going to have 100% perfect days, and I think you just need to give yourself grace. You have a bad day, you just need to pick yourself back up and move forward the next day. And It's not necessarily a brand new restart, but just put yourself back in the mindset of you can do this, and like just brush it off and carry on, because it's not going to be the end of the world. And it's okay to have a bad day. Like, not everyone is going to always have 100% perfect day, but it's just, like I said, the little things that add up over time.
Yeah, that's really wise advice. So I want to talk to you a little bit about your support system. First off, did you have one in place, and such as friends, family, or online communities?
Yeah, I definitely did have a support system. At first, it really was just like family, friends, coworkers, people that I felt comfortable enough sharing what I was going through and like my small wins. Because I mean, in the beginning, it sounds silly, like messaging your friend and being like, oh, I'm down 5 pounds, or hey, I'm down 10 pounds. But just them being there to have share that success. Or I would message my mother-in-law all the time and just say like, I'm down 15 pounds or I'm down 20 pounds. And she was always a great cheerleader and just, I'm proud of you, or like celebrate that success with you. My partner at home, like he would tell me all the time, like, I'm so proud of you, or like, I'm really happy that you're doing this. And I think that all helped, but ultimately, like, I think I was my biggest support system. And I know that sounds silly and cliche, but you're the only one who can do it for yourself. You have to wake up every day and make those conscious decisions and those tough choices to say no to things that you would rather do. Say no to maybe I would much rather be eating pizza than, my balanced meal, but it is what it is. And like I said earlier, it's only a small period of time. You just need to do it to get to your goals. And then in the future, you can maybe balance that out differently. One other online community that I did use that's called the Conqueror Challenges. So they're online based challenges for some people walk, some people bike. Like you can do all sorts of different exercises and you follow these paths. Essentially, there's so many to choose from. And at the end, you get a medal when you complete it. I did several of those walking. I did them all walking or riding my bike. And that really kept me accountable as well. But there is an online support system that comes with that. You can join like a Facebook community. And that was kind of nice. I didn't post in there a lot, but I would go in and see other people's before and after photos or read their stories. Or I would go on YouTube and just search weight loss transformations. And on the days sometimes when I was feeling unmotivated or not, like I was feeling a little lost, I would go and I would watch like 3 or 4 of those weight loss transformation videos, or go check out that Conqueror Facebook page and look at other people's kind of photos. And it inspired me to keep going and keep pushing forward. So I definitely think there's that like kind of background support system where it's maybe not people that but you can go find stories and look at that, and that was helpful. And that's honestly what kind of made me push coming to talk to you today, Cary, was just if one person hears this and gets inspired from it, then I think that would be a win.
Yeah, because that's what the Flagstaff Fitness Challenge is all about. Is just making Flagstaff a little fitter and just kind of just motivating people, getting people to better themselves like you have.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Your example is just so inspiring. So I'm sure that there's going to be people listening to this, and I think it's going to resonate with someone out there. I truly hope it does. Yeah.
Me too.
Now, how important was the support in helping you achieve your goals? I mean, you talked about, the different support that you had in place.
I think it's important. Like on the days when I was struggling, it was nice to have someone, to go and express that to and just say like, this is hard, and they're understanding. But it was also nice to have those people to celebrate my small wins. And I think that's a big thing of making such a transformation or following your goals is like I wrote down all my goals on a piece of paper in a notebook. And as I checked them off, I was, celebrating those small wins. And like I said, I went and bought myself a bike last year. That was because I accomplished some of my goals. I bought myself a paddleboard to go paddleboarding. My friend had been raving about paddleboarding, stand-up paddleboarding forever. And I wanted to try it. I tried hers. I sucked at it so bad, but I hit like a 40-pound weight loss goal last summer, and I went and bought myself a paddleboard. So I was rewarding myself, and I understand that not everyone can maybe afford to go out and buy things to that extent to reward themselves, but anything can be a reward. You could buy yourself a new $20 t-shirt or a $2 t-shirt at the thrift store. It doesn't matter. It's what's going to resonate for you. But the other thing was like having that support system when they knew those were my goals. Like for example, during harvest, I like to go and help my in-laws around the farm for like meals. Yeah. And never once, like Brenda, my mother-in-law, would make so many delicious desserts, but she knew I was like focusing on this, and she never pushed it. She never tried to force me to have it. It was there if I wanted it. If I said no, she wasn't insulted. So just small things like that. Like that was a silent support to me. Like she knew I was working on my weight loss and these goals, and she never made me feel uncomfortable for it. And so that's something that, can really be supportive without you realizing it's a type of support.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you mentioned buying a new t-shirt. Like, so you probably needed a whole new wardrobe. Eh?
Yeah, I could still use some more clothes, but I've just been slowly buying and changing things because I do want to continue to lose a little bit more weight. So I don't want to go out and go crazy, and I hope to continue to drop sizes. But I think right now I'm down at least 3 full sizes. I could probably get down another size. It's just maybe not quite my comfort zone yet. So yeah, I have, there's a lot of clothes that I've passed down to like the Good Is New or friends, or just simply got rid of because they just did not work for me anymore.
Yeah. Now I know you touched on it a little bit previously, but can you talk a little bit more about how losing 105 pounds has changed your life, both physically and mentally?
Yeah, one thing I was going to mention that I didn't earlier about before my transformation was I had been working with a therapist about mental health for about a year and a half before I really started my weight loss journey, just for other reasons.
Yeah.
And I do think that that was another big win as to why I was finally able to accomplish this, because this has been something that's always been on my mind. Like, I've been overweight most of my life. So it's something I feel like anyone who's overweight struggles with all the time, is your appearance and just the way you feel about yourself. And I do feel like a lot of the reason why I finally had success in this journey was because I spent so much time prior to it focusing on my mental health and trying to get in a good place. I think a lot of us can relate that after COVID, we didn't feel our best. We didn't feel 100%. And I was definitely one of those people. I was just not feeling great. So I really started to focus on my mental health first. And it wasn't ultimately what led me into my weight loss journey, but I've just been overall calling it like a health journey, because it's mental health, it's physical health. And I've noticed a big difference. Like, I feel a lot more confident now when I go out and about. I feel like I'm happier. I have more energy. I have a way more endurance. So like I said, when I first started walking, I was doing maybe 15, 20 minutes, and I was pumped I could do that. But that was like, my back was sore, my legs were sore, my feet were sore. That was pushing myself. I'll walk 6 kilometers now in less than an hour and not even look at my Fitbit once or my watch. I just know it's been less than an hour. I know that's my normal routine. So when I think back to last year when I was pumped I did like 1 kilometer, it's just those changes are amazing to me. Or like I was telling you earlier, Cary, when I was paddleboarding with my friend last summer, I could not pull myself back up on that paddleboard when I fell off. And I fell off a lot. This summer, I had no problem. I didn't even have to be touching the bottom of the lake. I could pull myself up. So
That's
just
great.
Feeling the strength change in myself has been phenomenal as well.
Now, can you pinpoint, I mean, it's probably hard to say, but what has been the most rewarding part of your weight loss journey?
I think just the confidence in myself. I can see now I can do it. I believe in myself a lot more than I ever did before, because now I realize I really can do what I set my mind to. This was, like I said, something I have wanted for myself for so many years, so to finally accomplish it or be on my way of accomplishing it, because I don't feel like my journey's done yet. I don't know how to put words to it. Like, it feels so good to do it for myself and believe in myself that I actually could do it. And I got myself to this point. Because like I said before, you really are the only one that can do it for yourself. You can have the support systems help, like the mental health, like using my therapist, all that stuff I got through benefits through work. So that's all perks that I get. But ultimately, you have to make those choices for yourself. So if you don't have access to those types of things, my biggest advice is just start small. Do what you can every day, and it will slowly grow.
Yeah, that was my next question is, what advice would you give to others who are looking to embark on a similar journey?
Yeah, I think really it sounds silly to say it for a third time, but start small. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't go rush out and buy hundreds of dollars of workout equipment or new clothes or for working out. Like, just do with what you have. I think walking, for me personally, is so understated of how big of a workout it really can be and how good it is for your overall health. I would say that the bulk of my weight loss came from walking alone. And that's something anyone can do.
Yeah.
Even if you have mobility issues, you can still get out and walk. Like I said, I watch a lot of YouTube videos of weight loss transformations, and so many of them all start there. Like, I walked around my apartment for 5-minute intervals, or another person be like, I would only walk down the block and back. But you just have to start small and just force yourself to do it every single day. Stay consistent with it, or even 5 times a week. But anything is better than what you're doing now. And then the other thing is just write it down. Write yourself down a goal, because I know everyone is not necessarily goal orientated like I am, but I really did find having it written down, having a little checkbox beside it when I could check that off as completed, it felt so good. And then I'd write a new goal. So just keep yourself accountable to yourself, write goals and start small. And I think it all comes in time. Just don't pressure yourself and give yourself grace.
Yeah, that's great advice. Now, I just want to look a little bit ahead to the future. What are your fitness and health goals moving forward?
So since January, I started pushing myself out of my comfort zone, like I'd mentioned, and I joined S&M Fitness in Killam, Alberta. And I've been going to the gym 3 to 4 times a week there and working on strength training. Definitely was not something I had any experience in prior to January. I do have someone helping me, like a coach helping me with it, just to make sure I'm not going to hurt myself or I'm doing proper form. I was so scared the first few times I went to that gym. I wanted to go at times when nobody would be there. I didn't want anyone to see me because I was worried I would look silly or I wouldn't be able to do certain exercises. But now I've found like a whole new support system, essentially, and community of people that are there for the same reasons. And I just love feeling empowered, and the feeling of the strength training. It's new to me, but I've been really enjoying it. So my focus going forward is going to be to continue that. And I just like going. And now I don't even I used to pull up to the gym. If I'd see one vehicle there, I was like sweating bullets. Like I did not want to walk inside. Yeah. And now I'm so much more confident. I mean, it's because I've gotten to know a few people, have small little conversations. Everyone's still working on themselves. So you're not necessarily there just to have an hour-long chit-chat session, but just being able to walk in and hold your head high and know that you belong there too. And you can take up space in that space, even if you don't feel like you look like the 25-year-old guy beside you lifting 80-pound weights. I'm there lifting a 20-pound weight, but I'm still accomplishing my goals. Yeah. And I really like that feeling, and I like that I pushed myself outside my comfort zone, and now I feel comfortable going there. This morning, I knew we were meeting here today. I had work. I have other things going on, so I got myself up earlier than normal, went to the gym so I could get that done and out of the way. And it's something I actually look forward to doing now.
Oh, yeah. Now, can you talk about who you are working with now?
I'm working with a friend. Her name is Krista Waldner. She lives in Killam as well. She does do some nutrition and fitness coaching on the side, but she's also a full-time student. But Krista's been great with helping me. But there's other people there too, like another friend of mine, Kaylee Dagg. She's in the gym often when I'm there. She's also a personal trainer. I'm not working closely with her, but we will chit chat. We'll talk side by side. And Kaylee's not afraid to come over and say like, hey, if you tried this instead of what you're doing, it might work better for you. And there's other people in there as well. Like even Eric, the owner of the gym, like I'll see him in there working out, or, it doesn't seem to matter who it is. It's just everyone's kind of there to support you, which is really nice.
Yeah, that's great to hear that you get that kind of support. So how do you plan to maintain your weight and healthy lifestyle in the long term? Because I think maintaining is maybe even harder than losing it in the first place, right? Just keeping it off.
Yeah, I agree. My plan is, I've been calling this, instead of just like I'm trying to lose weight, it's my lifestyle journey, it's my health journey, and I'm really trying to make sustainable changes. Like I had mentioned, I'm not going crazy on a restrictive diet. I'm trying to eat as I normally would, in moderation and being mindful, so that when I'm ready to kind of take a step back from maybe the hard laser focus, that I will have already instilled these habits, and now it's just actually how I eat, or these are my normal life habits, rather than this is just what I'm doing for 6 months because I have to. Yeah. And then same as like the fitness part of it, like the daily walking or the going to the gym. I hope to get to the point where it's just part of my everyday routine, and it's already starting to feel like that only 6 months into going to the gym. Like I said, it's something I actually look forward to. It's something I notice when I'm having a bad mental health day, like maybe I'm frustrated or work has me stressed out, or, whatever it may be. I can go there and I can feel that release. I just feel better. Mm-hmm. And I think those wins will help me stay consistent into the future, because I know what it's like to feel brain fog. I know what it's like to feel down. And now that I know, and I'm starting to feel stronger mentally and physically, I hope to carry that forward anyways and keep up with it. Plus doing little things like the Flagstaff Fitness Challenge, or like BAM Fitness out of Hardesty, she does her steps challenges. Mm-hmm. Just engaging in those activities, because they help keep you motivated. They help keep you inspired. And who doesn't like a little bit of friendly competition, right? So. Oh,
exactly. Yeah. So just want to get into the personal insights a little bit. What did you learn about yourself throughout this process?
I think the biggest thing I learned is I'm more capable than I give myself credit for, and I can do hard things. I never once would have thought a year and a half ago that I would have been a person to lose 100 pounds. It was something I always dreamt of, but now that I've actually done it, like, it's just amazing to look back and give myself credit for pushing myself to do it. So I think, the biggest thing is just I can do things that I don't think I can actually do. I can do hard things.
And are there any misconceptions about weight loss and fitness that you'd like to address?
I think, I guess, again, I've said it before, but just you don't need to be restrictive. You don't need to go 110%.
It's not all or nothing, right?
Yeah, it can be something you slowly change over time. And I think the other big one is a lot of people, when you say, like, you walk to lose weight, I'm not just lollygagging. Like, sometimes I do with my dogs. I'll take a nice little stroll. You're still getting your steps in. You don't have to power walk either. You just need to move your body. And I really do think that walking is one of the, like, more looked past or looked over weight loss tool than it really truly can be, because I'm a walking poster child for it. I lost over 80 pounds without stepping foot in a gym. And it was, I really do think it was mostly just the walking. And yeah, I was riding my bike and stuff like that, but the walking was the thing I was the most consistent with.
Wow. All right. I want to talk a little bit about the Flagstaff Fitness Challenge. It's coming up again this year, starting July 1st. And of course, we have the workout in the park on July 3rd at 7 o'clock at Sedgwick Lake Park. But let's go back to last year. How did participating in the Flagstaff Fitness Challenge in 2023 specifically contribute to your success?
I think it was just another thing to keep me motivated. It was, like I said, the idea of winning a prize was cool. I never honestly thought I would be the grand prize winner, so that was amazing. But it was just the competitive nature. I liked logging into Strava. I had never used Strava before the challenge last year, and seeing other people's names and what activities they were doing. Like, I wanted to make sure my name was on that list every day.
Oh, yeah.
And, it just gave me that little added push on those days, maybe when it was gloomy or not nice outside. I wanted to have an activity logged because I wanted my name to be entered into the draw. So I think it's just that little bit of competitiveness, but it's friendly, and some people on there, some people you don't. But it was just that little extra tool of motivation for me.
Yeah, we actually have 140 people signed up on the Flagstaff Fitness Challenge Club on the Strava app. So
that's awesome.
So it's definitely starting to build.
Yeah.
So what was your reaction when you found out you won the grand prize?
I was surprised. Funnily, like I knew the Tyrion, Rosie Chuck, had won last year. Her and I used to work together. So it was kind of cool to see her. And then when she decided that, she didn't need it because she was already working with a trainer. Yeah. When I found out that my name was drawn, like, I was shocked. I never thought I would actually win a fitness challenge. And again, that's just from so many years of not believing myself and not thinking of myself as a fitness type of person.
Yeah.
So I was just pumped and proud that I actually won a fitness challenge. Now, I know it had nothing to do with, like, my fitness level or anything like that, but even to just be able to tell people, like, I won the Flagstaff Fitness Challenge. When I called my grandma, she was ecstatic. Like, it was really cool. So I think it was just, I was just shocked that I could do something like that.
Well, I'm glad it went to you, and I'm glad it helped you out.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So are you participating in the challenge again this year? And if so, would you recommend it to others?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm definitely going to participate in the challenge again this year. I was looking forward to it even before you connected with me. And I'm also really hoping to join Brittany's workout in the park next Wednesday night as well. So I'm a little nervous for that, but I'm looking forward to trying something different and just getting out there and seeing some friends. I've invited a few friends to tag along with me, so whether or not they can make it. But I think it'll be a great kickoff. Yeah, it's going to be fun. And I hope the weather cooperates. We are working on an alternative plan if we do get some rain, but I think for now the forecast looks good. Awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. All right, Nicole, is there anything else you wanted to add or anything I'm forgetting to ask you? No, I don't think so. I think if you're somebody who's looking to start and you don't know where to start, call a friend, phone a friend. Message me. Like, I'm open to it. There's a lot of resources within our community. I could name drop so many names that I think of. Like, there's Brittany McMillan, Lois Odegaard, Cheryl Frost, Kaylee Day, Krista Waldner. Like, and I'm sure there's endless others that I'm not aware of. Eric and Tammy from S&M Fitness in Killam, the Lougheed Fieldhouse. Like, we have so many resources in our communities. Just start somewhere, start small. If you're afraid to do it on your own, ask a friend to join you. Last summer, my one girlfriend and I, we walked so much together. It was so nice. Like, maybe you're not walking at the normal pace you are on your own, but it's nice to have someone to chat with and just just share your day with. And that's really it. Just start. And if you don't want to do it alone, find somebody to do it with you.
All right, Nicole, I really appreciate your honesty and just, being so open today. Just thank you for taking time out of your schedule to be here today. It's been a pleasure having you on the Flagstaff County podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
And all the best.
Thanks, you too.